I'm Mirra Smith, Senior Vice President of Human Resources at Behavioral Innovations. When I think about Women's History Month, I think about legacy, bravery, perseverance. And when I think about my own journey to becoming an executive leader, it really starts with just a legacy of exceptional women who have been at the forefront of my life. These women have taught me what it means to be an exceptional woman. They have nurtured me, they've supported me, they have held me accountable. And without them, there's no way that I would be the person that I am or the leader that I am. My maternal grandmother is a retired bus driver with Houston Independent School District. And many may not see that as a very inspirational career. But for me, as a little girl, I got to watch this woman who thought she would never be anything more than a minimum wage job earner actually become the primary source of income for her household. She woke up every morning at 4 a.m. to be able to run her morning bus route. And to make extra money, she would take on field trips. She would do different special events on Friday nights with the school district. And so she taught me work ethic. She was the first person that I saw get up and go to work every day, no matter what she had going on. But she also taught me that as a woman, you can be the breadwinner for your family. Then there is my paternal grandmother. She is a retired nurse aide. And I remember growing up, my cousins and I would go to the nursing home that she worked at. And we would make little trinkets during the holidays with the different residents at the nursing home. And we also thought we were the next Jackson 5 group. So then we would do performances of Christmas carols. And the residents loved it. And it was my first exposure to being able to do something for others and to receive gratification from that. But what really makes my paternal grandmother an exceptional woman is she was a full-time employee, but she was also a full-time mother of 8 children. And my grandfather worked for the railroad system, so he was often out working, and so for my grandmother, sometimes it felt like being a single parent. I definitely credit her with the passion that I have for working for organizations that are committed to changing lives and improving the quality of life for everyone. But I think what she really inspired in me is to be able to go after a meaningful career, but also be able to have a family. And then there's my own mother. She is a retired entrepreneur. She owned a ready-mix company in Houston, Texas. And if she wasn't the only female owner of a ready-mix company, she definitely was one of very few women. She taught my sister and I early on that a woman can be successful in an industry that's predominantly male. She inspired us to go after whatever career we wanted, and we knew that there were no limits. And that definitely has played a role in me being able to take my career to such heights, and over a small period of time, quite honestly. And last but not least, I have 5 creative, compassionate, intelligent paternal aunts. And those ladies have all been a part of my life, and they each, at different phases in my life, taught me the necessity to be humble, helpful, and hopeful. These 8 ladies created and maintained a legacy for me that has allowed me to become an exceptional woman. And because of them, I find it my duty, so to speak, to be a mentor, to be a motivator, to be inspirational to other young ladies and women. When I think about how I became a leader, I want to say I was in my mid-20s when I knew that one day I wanted to be a part of an executive leadership team. But in my mid to late 20s, if you would go look on an About Us page for an organization and looked at the leadership team, it was made up of mainly older men. For me, this was a little bit discouraging. And once I entered my early 30s and actually started interviewing for positions, it was intimidating at times. Preparing for an interview, it meant watching Sunday Night Football, watching NBA games, NASCAR races, so that I had something that I could identify with other people around the interview table. My knowledge, skills, and abilities, it just wasn't going to be enough. I was going to have to be able to connect and have meaningful conversations with others. I set a goal for myself to become a woman in leadership by the time I turned 35. And I was able to achieve that, but it definitely came with some challenges. It came with moments of me having to be brave and moments of me just persevering through sometimes what seemed to be the impossible. I actually entered my first executive leadership team when I was a few months shy of turning 32. I also had newly become a mother of 3. So I had to quickly learn how to be able to throw my heels on and be in a boardroom, but also throw my sneakers on and chase behind 3 very rambunctious little girls. But I think the hardest part was not even 2 years into my first executive leadership position, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was very hard and very challenging, but I did not let that stop me. There was minimal interruption to my home life and minimal interruption to my work life as I went through 9 rounds of chemo. I think it actually made me a more compassionate leader because people never know what someone else is going through. And I knew what I was going through and still showed up for work. And just sometimes being kind and compassionate is important. I know those are very personal details about me, but I share those details because we as women, we are resilient. We can be leaders, we can be mothers, and we can be survivors all at the same time. So there are so many historical women who are trailblazers, who are courageous women that are often celebrated during the month of March. But as the people leader of Behavioral Innovations, Women's History Month is about celebrating the everyday woman, such as the 1,600 plus women that work here at Behavioral Innovations. I am so proud to be a part of this organization. 85% of our organization is made up of women. 80% of our management positions are filled by women. And our executive leadership team, 38% represented by women. Behavioral Innovations is somewhere where you can start your career as a therapist and you can work your way up and eventually become a part of C-suite. It's somewhere where women can start and end their career. They can be mothers, they can be entrepreneurs, they can be whatever they want to be, all while changing the lives of others. I ask each of you during the month of March to celebrate all of the courageous, amazing women that work here at Behavioral Innovation.